Once Upon December was a song, it's actually a very old Italian song that was introduced to us by an incredible musician, very good friend of ours, who had passed away a couple of years ago. His name is Owen Fife of the New World Renaissance Band.
Yes.
Incredible balladeer, amazing minstrel. We brought him on tour with us when we went overseas.
He likes to drink.
He was a good drinker.
Excellent man.
But fabulous person. And
Yes.
And he introduced the song to us. It was originally a track called Fuji, Fuji, Fuji. And it's just such a great song. And the way that he would do it as he traveled throughout, he was a Renaissance fair performer. And he would just travel throughout the fairs and perform the song. And as soon as we heard the song, we knew it was something that we would want to do. So we didn't actually take the words of Fuji, Fuji, Fuji. We changed the words and made it Once Upon December. But
Yes.
that's where the musical portion of that came from. For a very long time, I've wanted to write a song about these two girls that are very special to me, very close to my heart. Two of my closest friends that I've grown up with. One of them I knew since the age of 5, and the other one I met in 10th grade. Both of them taken off into very, very different paths in the world, life paths. So lyrically, I wanted to write a song about it, and when Four Winds came up, it seemed to be the perfect perfect avenue to really get their stories out. So one of them left Long Island, where she was born, and went to the West Coast, lived on the ocean, sort of this dolphin spirit, very new agey, and just an amazing soul, an amazing spirit. And the other one went to the woods. That was her spirit animal was the wolf. So I had the dolphin spirit animal and the wolf spirit animal, one for the ocean, one for the woods. And so this song is about both of them, the embodiment of both of their stories in very short form, only 3 verses, I think. But it's really kind of the idea or an ode to each one of these girls. Feather in the Wind was a song that came to Ritchie and then on the mandolin or mandola.
Mandela.
And then 2018 was a very rough year for both of us. I had lost my dad. Ritchie lost his brother. We both lost our cat of 16 years. It was a year of loss, and it was very intense and we were very distraught and very emotional. And we started to see signs. I know that my dad had sent me a number of signs. One of them was wherever I was, I would see a feather. It could be in the house, it could be in my bedroom, it could be in the kitchen, feather on the floor. Like they would just show in the car, like they would show up in very, very strange times. So I started to get the idea of his soul or his spirit or the people that we had lost being these feathers in the wind that would travel on the wind. And then by the end of the song, it really winds up being that not only was it symbolic of the people that we had lost, but basically all of us and all of our spirits and all of our souls wind up being these feathers that are carried on the wind to our ultimate destination or throughout our journey of being feathers in the wind. And that's where lyrically I got the ideas from.
I'm a big follower of Bach and the descending riffs that he would play often, like Air on a G string and stuff like that. That kind of was in my brain when I was playing that, and the descending sequence was almost like Whiter Shade of Pale, which was based on Bach. So I thought we'd call it Darker Shade of Black rather than the Whiter Shade of Pale. And that was the title we threw in. But I liked that instrumental. It was released before. I felt that the song was not exposed enough. The tune was not exposed enough, the instrumental, to the public. And I felt it was worth a double kind of thing of releasing.
Musically, The Twisted Oak was inspired by one of Ritchie's minstrel friends.
my German friends in the Das Schwarze Haufen,
Always comes back.
which means the black pile, which were the people that were revolting against. Florian Geyer was the one who went against in the 1600s war, where the peasants were being punished and they were paying too much in taxes, the farmers. The basic melody that the violinist or the nickel harp player was playing beneath another song. And I said to Candy, the way he's playing and improvising over the other song, and the other song we had released, which was called World of Stone. And World of Stone had this amazing violinist part, which I copied. Candice taught me how to play it, because she's very good at remembering melodies, which I'm not. I tend to improvise all the time. And that came out as that song, Twisted Oak. I mean, we're back to, I owe a lot to this particular band, my friends in Germany, this medieval Renaissance band that come out with these such brilliant melodies. They really inspire me, so I'm always taking from them. I don't mean to, but I can't help it. That was something, again, we're back to Renaissance fairs. Mm-hmm. And I heard something that was a similar kind of melody. So I took that melody, gave it to Candice. I said, this represents people going to a fair, a very ceremonial thing with the king and queen coming through.
A lot of pageantry in that.
A lot of pageantry.
Bombastic.
Yes, very bombastic.
I see the magic.
I was in a band in 1964, before anybody was born, and it was called the Musketeers, Die Drei Musketeere. We lived in Germany and played, and we dressed up as the Musketeers, much like I'm dressed now. It was nostalgic. We played three-piece band, and cut a long story short, it was my way of thanking the other two, which have since passed on. So I'm now the last Musketeer. It was my favorite band of all time, the Musketeers. We only did about 6 shows, but it was my favorite band of all time because I don't think we didn't become famous, so there was no
pressure.
No pressure, exactly. We were just all great friends, but unfortunately 2 of them passed away, so I'm the last Musketeer.
And that's what that means in German, the last Musketeer. Wish You Were Here is a great song that we discovered while we were touring. Actually, it's before we were on tour with Blackmore's Night. We were touring with one of Ritchie's other bands. Listening to, we recorded it for Shadow of the Moon, 1997 originally.
Yes, yeah.
So we heard it on the radio when we were on tour, probably with Purple or Rainbow, I think. And it was originally done by the Rednecks. And it was such a great song that when we heard it, we tried to find out more information about it, and it stayed on the charts in Germany for, 17 weeks?
17 weeks. Yes.
17 weeks on the charts in Germany. And Ritchie really just fell in love with it. It's actually one of our favorite songs to do in concert, and we always ask the audience for requests, what they want to hear. And it's one of the songs that they always ask for, like repeatedly ask for. So although we originally did record it in 97 and kind of put our own spin and our own take on it, then after that we released it again on Winter Carols. And then we decided to do a 2020 version of it.
Yes,
right?
we did. Yeah.
So redid the vocal on it, and
Let's do it. I know it's not.
Okay. Wish you were here, near my don't you know the snow is getting colder, and I miss you like hell, and I'm feeling blue. Fly it away.
Something like that.
Yes. Going to the Fair.
I think you could explain that one.
Going to the Fair is one of the songs that was originally done by Teilman Susato, who was Ritchie's favorite Renaissance composer.
Yes,
And now this is one of the songs from Dance to Rye.
yes.
And of course, we put it through the Ritchie, we call it the Blackmoreizing machine, where the original song goes through Ritchie and then comes out the other side, a completely other song.
After breakfast.
Comes out another side. But it was such a light, airy song. And again, we're so inspired not only by nature and by folklore, but by these Renaissance fairs that we go to. It's truly an escape from stresses and pressures of today. So the song is definitely inspired by our wonderful times at different Renaissance fairs. We tried to go to Renaissance fairs every single year before this past year happened.
It is an escape, but I find now that we can't relax and just go to the fairs because people go, oh, that's, we seem to be there.
That happens, but
It's great, but
it brings you back to the childlike innocence of just wonder and
Yes.
awe and just enjoying yourself just for
Yeah.
the sake of that moment, and looking through the veil and seeing gypsies dancing, and Ritchie goes right to the mead tent, the mead,
Well, that's my
and the
first
minstrels and the jousting, and it's
Yes.
just really going to a whole other world.
It
and
is.
It's amazing. And so, of course, we bring our children with us to these fairs too. So they've been doing it since they were little, but we got them to sing.
But we
at
used
the
to bring other
end.
people's children that we didn't even know.
What are you, the Pied Piper? Why would
Yeah,
you do
right.
that? But so, no, I mean, if you, like, the end of the song is our kids singing along.
Yes, yes it is.
So it's really a family
Yes.
project. During the song.
That's definitely a Renaissance fair song.
sure.
Yeah.
Going to the fair, all of the girls.
Second Element. Back to Sarah Brightman
Yes.
and
Carry
Frank
on.
Peterson.
No, you carry on because
We've been big fans of Sarah Brightman for very many years, and her work with Frank is just incredible. And we found out that actually when we heard the song on an album that she had done many years ago, we just instantly fell in love with it. Second Element 2, I think it's like Roman numeral 2, but there's two versions of it. One she does is more of a love song, and this other one, it's really still a love song, but it's a love song to the element of water, and how water is the source of our lives, and how, traveling through rivers and springing up life everywhere it goes. And it was just such a fascinating concept. Of course, we're very connected with elements, with earth, with nature, with fire, with water, with air, with the moon, with the sun, all of this going back to nature's light again. So we thought that it would be a perfect home to do a song that was so entwined with our theory of nature's light in the element of water. And that would what the song wound up being, the second element, which was
Yes.
the water element.
The endless